Hi you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be sitting here and talking to you guys about my breastfeeding / nursing journey. I'm going to talk to you guys about what products worked for me, what didn't, and just tips that I feel helped me be successful at breastfeeding my baby. So if you guys are interested in watching this video, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so from the beginning, I was having trouble with having Jimena latch onto my breast. So the nurse at the hospital brought me a nipple shield. It's basically a rubber nipple shield that you sort of suction onto your nipple, and then she will latch onto that. And using that, we sort of had no problem. She was drinking her milk the way she was supposed to, and everything was good. So fast forward a few days later, we got to come back home. My husband and my mom were both here with me helping. So I felt like hours later after I had her, my boobs just got bigger than they did while I was pregnant, and they just started getting veiny and super painful. And my mom told me, you know, that's your body getting ready to start producing milk, so don't worry, everything is okay. So I remember that first day just being so frustrated because I felt like she wasn't getting enough milk. She was crying a lot, and I remember a few hours later, I told my mom, let's go to the pharmacy and go pick up some formula because I can't do this. Like, it hurts so bad. She's crying. I'm so frustrated. I'm already overwhelmed with the fact that I have a brand new baby here at the house with me and I don't know what to do. So I really thank God that my mom was here, because I feel like if she wouldn't have been here, she wouldn't have given me that extra little push to just say, keep going, don't give up, you know, everything is okay, your body's just starting out, she has enough with just a little bit, so don't worry, everything is okay. Which is true. A baby's stomach is super little when they're born, so you know, a few little drops are going to be enough for them. So don't panic if you think that you're getting a little bit. Your body, I read, produces what your baby needs. So at that moment, they're still little, they don't need too much, you just need to relax and go with the flow. So fast forward, I would say about a month and a half later, I just feel like I was having the same problems. Like, she was crying all the time. I am a stay-at-home mom, so there were days where she was on my boob for about 5 hours straight, and my back would hurt. It was just uncomfortable positions I would have to be in long periods of time. So it got to another point where I was just like, I'm ready to give up. This is not working for me. So I don't remember if I read it or somebody told me, but I decided I wanted to just pump my boob and see if I even had any milk, or, you know, why she was crying. Maybe she wasn't getting what she was supposed to be eating. So I pumped my milk, and right away, out of just one boob, I got about 5 to 5.5 ounces, which surprised me because I really thought I had no milk, and that's why my baby had been crying all day long, every single day. So I decided that what was going to be best for me was for me to just pump it out and give it to her in a bottle. So we tried that. You guys, no kidding, she slept like a baby. She took long naps. She was acting like a normal baby again. So I thought, you know, this is just what I'm going to start doing from now on. I'm going to pump all of her milk out, give it to her in a bottle, and we're just going to be one big happy family. So then I started, you know, just pumping all of her milk out. At first I was having to, you know, pump, and I would get about 2.5 on one boob and 2.5 on the other and complete her 5-ounce bottle. And I was doing that basically all day because she was eating every 3 hours. So once I was done and I gave her bottle, I would take about an hour break and then start pumping again, because I needed to make sure that in 3 hours her next bottle would be ready. So yeah, I was pumping all day long. My husband brought me an outlet for the car. I was pumping in the car, in the back seat, all day long. So I was pumping with my life. At one point I felt like I had twins because I had my daughter and my pump, and I had to make sure I didn't forget anything from my pump. I carried it with me everywhere, and it was just stressful. So the more I read was the more you work your body, the more milk it produces and the faster it'll come out. So a few months later, I started noticing my milk was coming out a little faster. And so what I was able to do at this point was, you know, still pump both boobs, but I was producing 5 and 5. So I didn't have to pump again until 6 hours later because I already had her next 2 bottles ready, which was so much better. That phase of my nursing experience with Jimena was amazing because I didn't feel like I was pumping all day. I was still giving her all the milk she needed and everything was good. But every, I would say, week of each month, I would hit a point where my milk would slow down drastically, and I didn't really know why. I still don't know why. I don't know if that's normal or what it is, but those weeks were super hard, and I just wanted to give up every single week that would happen, because, you know, something that comes with nursing or breastfeeding your baby is uncertainty and stress. You don't know if there's milk in there that's going to be coming out. You don't know a lot of things. So just be patient. That is one thing I can tell you, is be patient, be consistent, and just keep going. Just keep going. That's all I can say. So, you know, I would just push through those weeks, and eventually my milk would start back up and everything was good. So then once I hit about 10 and a half, 11 months, my milk just slowed down completely. I wasn't able to produce but 2 bottles. First it was 3 bottles, then 2, and then really I was only able to produce 1, if even. So close to 10 and a half, 11 months, we did have to start supplementing with formula, which I wasn't very excited about at all. But she has to keep eating. I can't produce the milk, so that was our only other option. I know I've said in this video breastfeeding is hard, and that's just because the plain truth is it is very hard, it is stressful, it is painful. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing. I can't explain what I felt every time she would be drinking my milk. It's the most beautiful feeling to know that she's drinking the best possible kind of milk there is for her. My body produced it. It's full of good stuff for her body. So if we decide to have another baby, I will definitely be doing this again. It doesn't just save you money. That's like, you know, a no-brainer, but it's just the best for your baby. My baby barely got sick through this whole year. When she did get sick, it would last like a day, and that's because her immune system is booming. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about tips and products that I used that helped me. The first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is you have to have a strong support system. I feel like if I wouldn't have had a strong support system, like I said, I would have given up. My mom being here the first 2 weeks of having Ximena really helped me, you know, push to not give up. My husband from that point on has been super helpful, encouraging. Anything you could ask for in a husband, I had it with him. He would make me my teas that I'm going to talk to you guys about later. He would go buy me my pills every time they finished. He would, you know, help me out with Ximena when she was crying and I was trying to pump her milk out. Just with everything. He was so understanding. He knew this is what I wanted, and he just helped me be successful at it. So besides the strong support system that I really do think you need, if you don't have a husband who maybe understands the whole breastfeeding thing, you know, talk to your mom, talk to your friends, surround yourself with breastfeeding mothers so you can encourage and uplift each other, because it is very necessary during the process of that first year. Number 2 is you have to drink a lot of water. I was drinking a gallon, sometimes a little less, but I was always trying to drink a gallon a day. I felt like when I didn't drink all that water, my milk would slow down a bit. So make sure you drink a lot of water every single day. Number 3, my husband would make me oatmeal every day before he left to work, and I would have a bowl of oatmeal every single day. It gets boring because I don't like my oatmeal really with any fruit or anything, but I feel like oatmeal really helped me also keep producing milk. So if you can, oatmeal is definitely necessary when you're trying to nurse your baby. Number 4 is I would take the popular, I say popular because I feel like everybody talks about them, is these mother milk teas. And these teas I got at Walmart. They sell them for like $4 or something, and it's like 12 a pack. But I would drink 3 of these a day. My husband would make me 2 in the morning, so I would take 1 when I woke up, 1 during the middle of the day, and then he would make me 1 at night. I feel like the pump that you use is really going to be a key factor in this. Like I was talking about earlier, the pump that I used is this Medela Pump in Style Advanced, and this pump retails for, I want to say, about $160. which I do recommend. It lasted me for about 7.5 months, and that's probably because, like I said, I was using it every single day, taking it everywhere, and I might have not been taking care of it as good as I should have. So it did stop working for me, and I had to switch to using a different Medela. But I do recommend it. The time that it was working, it worked great. These fenugreek pills, these are pretty much the brand I always took. They sell them at Sprouts, online on Amazon. And then lastly, I'm going to talk to you guys about the 2 things that I purchased that didn't work. I don't want to say they completely don't work, but I did try these out at the 10.5 mark when my milk slowed down, and I wanted to just push it till the year. So my husband went out and bought me these at Babies R Us, and like I said, I took them and I didn't really see a change. So I'm going to say they don't work. They didn't work for me. First thing was these Milk Flow Upspring Fenugreek and Blessed Thistle teas. You get your glass of water, pour this powder in there, mix it in, and it really tastes like Kool-Aid. It doesn't taste bad at all. But like I said, they didn't really make a difference in my milk. And then the last thing that he bought that didn't work for me was this Booby Bar. It's the original herbal lactation bar, oatmeal chocolate chip bar. And these were disgusting. They weren't good at all. Yes, basically these were the 2 that didn't work for me. But if they worked for you, please make sure you leave a comment down below so you know, people can get different opinions on it. Lastly, the other thing that some of my friends were asking was how I handled drinking while nursing or breastfeeding my baby. And to start off, I'm not going to say that I recommend you drink while you're doing it, but it is a stressful job, and sometimes you just want to relax a bit. So what I did that worked for me, that might work for you, was I would use test strips. I purchased those at Walgreens, Target, pretty much everywhere they have them. And it was just a little strip that you put into your breast milk, and 2 minutes later, if there's anything black or any spots on there, that means there's liquor in your milk, and so obviously you would need to throw it out. I would never start drinking until after 10 p.m. because at around 10 or a little before that, my daughter would be asleep. So I would pump her last milk. No, we would give her milk and put her to sleep. And then after that, we would have our alone time. And so that's when we would drink a few here at the house. And then I would always make sure that I had an 8-hour gap before I had to start pumping her next bottle in the morning. And, you know, I would always test it in the morning just to make sure and get that weight off your shoulders. But that always worked for me. There were occasions where I had to throw out the milk because I might have had a little more than a few. And that's when, you know, keeping some in the freezer helps. So I read this quote, you guys, that I wanted to share with you because I feel like it's so true. It's short and sweet, but it just says, never quit breastfeeding on a bad day. It's so true. On a bad day, just keep pushing. Like I said, I wanted to give up so many times. I wanted to give up so many times, and I just kept pushing and getting to the 10.5 mark. I am so proud I never stopped. So as easy as it sounds, don't quit breastfeeding on a bad day. Just keep pushing because it will get better. Somewhere inside of you, you will find the strength to keep going. Okay guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more mom videos and more vlogs. And I will see you guys in the next video.